All right, one sec here. See who comes in. Just wanted to say hello. Thank you, Medium. Appreciate you coming through. If you're able to, would you toss a like just to get the algorithm churned up? I appreciate you, Medium. How are things? When you have some time, I'd love to hear how things are going for you. What changes you've made, all that sort of stuff. You find new girls, Josiah. You find new girls. Sounds good, Medium. Looking forward to it. There are a billion girls out there, Josiah. A billion. Hello, new here. Free financial advice guy. Pretty fun concept. You are smart. Thank you, ZHR. To give you some background, I'm a certified financial planner professional. I worked at Vanguard for over 13 years, and I quit my job to help millions of people achieve financial literacy. That's pretty cool. I came across one thing recently. Bank investment accounts in different countries have very different interest rate. So you got to then find a country with higher interest. I mean, you're taking additional risk. It is potential to increase your return, but there's a lot of things to think about. If you are chasing returns, if one bank is willing to pay more, there's generally a reason. So I don't know that there's a direct answer to that, ZHR. What other thoughts or questions do you have there? But you're also not going to get the majority of your returns from bank investments. Or have any questions now, but I'll try to come up with some. Sounds good, ZHR. We're just here trying to change the world, baby. Join the Patreon community. It's free. What to do if I'm scared that when I get my retirement money, it won't satisfy my desires? I might think now that some amount is enough, but that might change. Any tip to anticipate that? I mean, there's the only way to really anticipate that is to save for it. So if you think you need 2 million, but you're worried you're going to spend more, well then shoot for 4 million. Right? Otherwise, the only way, and this is important for everybody, is disciplined spending in retirement and really any time. Is anybody into Bitcoin or crypto right now? I just want to know how people are feeling. I see most trading a bit scammy. Yeah, but what is? Oh, okay. For Bitcoin and for cryptocurrency. Okay. I got to talk with some of my crypto bros about how they're feeling right now. I work in IT, was involved in blockchain apps for some time, and most of them were scam. Though in a sense, prices there work the same as in shares of trading overall. Yeah, it's pretty public now. Everything's kind of tracked through the blockchain and all of that. I think you have to find your reputable place, you know? My girlfriend forgot my birthday, but my wife and children didn't. Oh man, Sangar. Did you remember their birthday? That's the question. How much fun do I need to have in my savings account before I start investing? This is actually a really great question. So let's go back through the 5 steps to financial success. So the first step is a budget. Uh, Once you have a budget and you understand where every dollar is coming and going, you then hopefully have a surplus. And from there, the first goal I think people should have is actually a 12 months of basic living expense emergency fund. Some people think that's too much cash. I have reasons for it, and we can talk about it. But once you have your emergency fund built up, that's when I think it's time to start investing, Arya. Hello, do you think Bitcoin price will go up anytime soon? That is a really good question. So you're getting me in the predictions market, and I'm not here to predict. So it's possible. It's possible to go up. It's possible to keep going down. The thing you really need to do is match your risk tolerance with your investments. That way you are able to feel comfortable with your investments. Yeah, so Aria, are you getting close to investing? Tell me a little bit about your journey. Are you invested in Bitcoin? What other assets would you recommend investing in? This is a good question. I currently have no Bitcoin. It's not that I'm opposed to Bitcoin, it's that there are extra steps involved to getting Bitcoin. I can't just buy it in my IRA, you know what I mean? So, what other assets? I mean, it all depends on your risk tolerance, Victory, right? Could be stocks, could be bonds, could be real estate, could be crypto. There's a bunch of stuff that you could get invested in. It all depends on your risk tolerance and time horizons. Guys, you can purchase Solana or BNB. It will boom like Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right. Visha is in here giving advice on it. We'll see if it works out. I hope it works for you, my friend. what a great question. Yeah, it is definitely possible for someone to go into retirement with too much 401k, but it all depends on how you actually look at investing and how you look at money. If you're just going to start spending, maybe not. But I've definitely seen people who only need a certain amount of money and they have significantly more money than that by the time they retire. Well, it depends on what you mean by safe. So let me see here. I'm holding 1,000 Solana and BNB 550. All right, Visha, come back in like a month and let us know how it's going. And then in 3 months, 6 months, all that sort of stuff. We got to follow along with your ride. You know what I mean? So, do you have a list of safe assets that are to invest? Uh, that is too broad of a question because every investment carries some level of risk. But like money markets are fairly safe. Uh, you know, high yield savings accounts are safe. If we're going to go a little bit more risky, you have bonds compared to stocks. But you have to figure out what is the sort of volatility you are comfortable with. Okay, good. Today's market, not profitable. It's possible. What do you think BlackRock is buying loads of Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is being bought all over the world right now. And I think there's a lot of FOMO, but it's also possible that maybe they think that is a good way to stabilize their currency, things like that. But for other people, it's just the investment. Segment for questions, not for us to give advice or brag about something. Which asset should I invest first if I just started investing? Ari, it has to match your risk tolerance, your time horizon, and your risk tolerance. And this is going to be a repeated theme throughout, right? The way you invest is likely going to be different than the way I invest. I am 100% okay with a crazy amount of volatility in my portfolio. If the stock market lost 90% tomorrow, I would get excited and look for money to invest if they went down. Other people, if the stock market went down, they're probably going to sell out of their investments, making them a bad investment. So it all depends. Let me grab a drink real quick. So let's say if someone goes with a 401k, unnecessary surplus into retirement, what can they do now? Traditional 401k, no Roth. I mean, they could just lower their contributions if they're still working, if they're going to blow past their target amount. But before changing anything, you need to make sure that your target amounts are accurate. Inflated to future dollars and future spending, right? Wanting to be able to withdraw $50,000 a year in today's dollars from your portfolio is not going to be the same as 20 years from now. So we got to factor that in, you know? What will be the better investments than overfunding a 401k? I mean, it's not, they're not necessarily better. The most important thing is the amount you have. Yo, what's up, cool guy? I will probably not play Marvels during the stream, but maybe tonight. What rank are you right now? What rank are you now, cool? All right, so Borch, what you want to be thinking about, or Borchel, what you want to be thinking about is having all three buckets in retirement. We don't know what tax codes are going to be when you retire, but if you have pre-tax, post-tax, and taxable, you could take distributions and sell out of assets in a way that will help you lower the amount of taxes that you pay in the long term. You just have to be disciplined and know what accounts to take out of. Almost gold, but love the stream, man. Keep up the investment talks. I'm in this. Let's go, cool. Let's go. Feel free to throw your questions up, cool. Most of these questions are coming from YouTube right now. What's crazy is they're coming from YouTube Portrait. That's even crazier. Is there at least somewhat reliable way to approximate inflation rate so that one could take into account to calculate target amount of savings needed? Yikes. This is a really good question, ZHR. Most people will do a variable amount. In the US, I know the target is 3%, but if you know that there will be years we have some more, some less, you could always go for a much higher rate of like 5. I mean, some people go even higher than that, right? They want to assume a higher rate of inflation. So there's no way to know for sure. You have to build in the parameters for yourself. What do you think about putting pension in Tesla? All right, Victory. Whether it's your pension or not, if you're going to invest in a single security, you are jacking up the risk in your portfolio. It may pay off. It may not pay off. If Tesla fails or doesn't return the same as the market, you'll be sad you did that. If it outperforms the market and goes crazy, you'll be glad you did it. There's no way to know beforehand which is going to be better. Out of what you see in your personal practice, how often people are investing in private equity firms? Nah, not much. I don't work with many people at that level of investment. Those are the wealthy, And most people don't even ever need to consider that. You can become wealthy without those, but for private equity, you generally have a lot of excess cash flow. Hold on a second, I gotta fix this. But you generally have a lot of excess cash flow and assets. Ooh, I would say yes. It's hard to give a blanket answer on private equity, but yes. Generally, a higher concentration in a smaller amount of positions for the potential for crazy amount of returns. I'm just starting on investing with 100 each week. Should I just stick to mutual funds? This is a really good question, Jake. So, the first thing you have to determine is your risk tolerance, right? Mutual funds are going to generally give you much broader diversification, which is going to mitigate volatility. To give you a specific example, like somebody brought up Tesla earlier, right? I believe they're categorized as a tech company. Maybe they're still a car company. Either way, if you are investing in Tesla alone, you increase your ceiling that you can make, but you also increase or lower the floor on how much you can lose. So when you invest in a mutual fund, you're betting on either the entire sector or the entire market as a whole. Historically, the entire market has returned 10% over the last 90 years, but there's no guarantee that that will keep up. But if you invest in anything outside of mutual funds, you are increasing your risk, which can potentially increase your gains, but you're also increasing your potential for losses. So I just threw a lot at you. I'm happy to go deeper and more specific, but I want to give you that information and see what sort of questions and stuff you have to reply with. Municipal bonds, how much of your portfolio should they be? Municipal bonds are for somebody in generally, municipal bonds are for somebody in a certain tax bracket. Generally above the 22nd tax bracket. Yo, Jake, thank you for the follow, or for the sub on YouTube. So municipal bonds are not, I'm just going to go in generally, are not taxed federally. So, but there's no need for that tax savings unless your taxes are in a high enough bracket that it makes sense. if you guys wouldn't mind, if you throw in some likes, hit those hearts, then more people could come in here and we can answer more questions. The more questions I answer, the more help for everybody. Hey, thanks guys. I appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate the likes, guys. I appreciate the likes. All right, I think I've answered all the questions here, but Jake, did you have follow-up questions you wanted to talk about on there? Yo, what's up, Wiz? Wiz Nerd in the house. Wiz Nerd in the house. How much of a role compound interest plays in investments of a regular normal person? Is it a must-have or just another tool to use in the correct cases, or maybe neither? This is a great question, ZHR. I think it could be critically important, but it is absolutely possible to save up just enough cash to be able to save for retirement. So you have to think about it. But to give you a sort of example, yes, you can, Trick. I'm assuming a troll question is about to come about. But I'm a free financial advisor. I'm a certified financial planner professional. I worked at Vanguard for over 13 years, and I quit my job to help millions of people achieve financial literacy. So anyway, over time, ZHR, you'll see people will invest $350,000 of their own dollars, but have $1 million in assets because of growth. So just something to consider. Can you give an elevator pitch on must-dos? Okay. So there are 5 steps to financial success. The first thing you have to have is a budget. If you don't have a detailed budget, you're not actually that serious about becoming wealthy or fixing your financial problems. I'm just going to be straight with you. If you don't have a detailed budget, you are not very serious. You may think you're serious, but you're not actually serious until you have a budget. The next thing you need to do is have an emergency fund. I like 12 months of basic living expenses for someone to have. It's different for each person, and some people think 12 months is crazy. There are reasons for it, and I'm happy to go over them if you'd like. From there, you have to set goals for your money, neighbor. You have to have goals with time horizons and risk tolerance to be able to invest. And from there, you pick investments that line up with your risk tolerance. And then you navigate your life as it changes. I have a non-finance question. Can I ask? Yes. You may have already answered this question, but what do you expect the market to do in 2026? How does AI affect all of this? Well, all right, 2 vastly different questions. AI potentially could drastically increase efficiency and productivity, which would be amazing for any economy. Now, I'm not saying this because I have an inclination on 2026, but I believe 2026 will be an up year. That's not to say it can't lose. Historically, 7 out of 10 years are winners. So, that's just a safe guess, Jake, but I have no inside information. 2026 could absolutely be a down year. All right, so neighbor, what did you think of that? What's your favorite budgeting tool? It's super basic, but it is just an Excel spreadsheet. It's not that I'm against budgeting stuff. I've just never used an app or anything like that. If I had an app I could refer to people, I would. But I don't have an app. So if you're a part of my Patreon, it is a free budgeting spreadsheet if you need one. Jake, I don't know if that fully answered your question. I don't want to go too far down any rabbit holes until I know for certain what you're looking for. Do you do a 60-20-20? So I don't even know my own percentages. I just know that I absolutely tank my expenses as low as possible. That is how I have chosen to live my life. I save as much as possible. Where is this question coming in? It says, so a year and a half ago, I was pretty funny guy. Why is this not coming up? Talking to some dude's girl. Hey, for some reason that I see the chat come through on my screen, but I don't actually see that chat anywhere. What just happened? But either way, I wouldn't even worry about percentages, neighbor. Get your expenses as low as possible. You should be saving at minimum 20% of your income, your pre-tax income. So if you're making 60 grand, you need to be saving 12 grand a year. Thanks for answers. Got to go now. Really appreciate what you're doing. Hey, thanks, ZHR. Have a good one, man. Appreciate the questions. Well, why did that show up on the screen? You saw that, right? It showed up on the actual display, but it didn't show up in the chat. How did that work? Funny. I talked to girl's guy trying to fight me. Okay. I learned fighting for 2 years, but lost all wittiness and humor. Need that back. Maybe remember that life is fun, and all this training for fighting you're doing will make you feel confident. But just remember, man, life's good. You're almost never going to use that fighting. At this point, I'm thinking about fighting for legacy more than using it in the street. What, are you going to like go be a professional fighter? Because I promise you it's not worth it, man. You should not go out looking for fights. Definitely don't do that. I can wrestle very good as well. But if you look at it, you're just rarely ever going to use it. So use it to build that strength and then just go be you. Well, I know I can't just be me. People give me all kinds. You need new friends, man. You just need to go make new friends. If the people around you make you feel uncomfortable, get new friends. Do you have any favorite books about finances or building wealth? Yeah. My favorite book, and honestly, I think it's the most important book anybody could read to at least get their foundation. And if you want to be specialized and do something else, but it's The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. Yo, what's up, Soft? Soft. Soft, soft, soft. Soft, soft, soft. Soft, soft, soft. Not like that kind of guy. I'm just a very awkward guy in general. That's all right, man. Find your people. Everybody's awkward in their own right. Hey, what's up, Anon? I got you, Tricks. Just be funny, man. Just be you. I'm telling you, just be you. If they make fun of you, it's all right. You'll find your people. But Jake, have you ever heard of that book, or have you ever heard of John Bogle? Just looked it up. It seems like a good read. It's real quick. It's real easy. I read half of it on a plane ride and read the other half on a plane ride back. you first start investing today, what industries would you look into? I would honestly, I'm not an industries guy. I'm a buy the entire world's market at an allocation that makes sense based on your time horizon and risk tolerance, and never sell until you need the money. Oh man, you're in Mexico? You doing a family trip or a friend's trip, Soft? If you're not there, there will be no five stacking. Family and friends? All right. Yo, what's up, Shane? We're going in between questions. The next time you stream, I'll be chatting in Spanish. Let's go. Let's go. So, anyway, Jake, to fully answer your question, there's not a specific industry I would look into. I'm smart enough to know I don't know anything. And because I don't know anything, I would rather, instead of trying to find a needle in a haystack, I'd rather just buy the whole haystack. You know what I mean? Yes, sir, Jake. Yes, sir. Reporting for duty. What's up, F1? Welcome. Is the market tanking? That's what it feels like for people. So we throw up the question. If that question triggers somebody, they probably need to have a conversation. You know what I mean? So we say, market tanking? And see what happens. There we go. We put all the clickbait titles. All the clickbait titles, F1. Later, Xer. Senior Soft. Senior Soft. Have you read about the GPU depreciation schedules? No, I have not. ¿Cómo estás, Señor Wiz? So schedules for depreciation? Is that like a purposeful get the value of old ones to tank kind of thing? Yo, what's up, Eclipse? Welcome. If anybody's in the chat and would like to hit the heart button, it would be appreciated. Let's get pushing that algorithm. Hey, thank you. Life is good, Eclipse. Life is good. How are things going for you? Markets are down today. We know people are going to be a little bit stressed out. So we're here to talk. Right now it's 1 o'clock, midnight, facing ups and downs a lot. What type of ups and downs? identifying toxic patterns of my friends. Yeah, what's kind of a weird thing for people to realize is that the friends you have today are not likely the same friends you're going to have 10 years from now. It feels like you're going to be friends with them forever because you've been friends with them forever. Puedo pasar al baño. Yeah, I did the same thing, Wiz. They worried way too much about my ability to write as opposed to just teaching me how to speak, which is the most important thing. Like, they can only joke about me, and if I'm not there, the value becomes zero. My friend today begged me to please be seat with him, and I sat with him, and he started to make fun of me. Bro, yeah, it's time to make new friends, brother. I don't know if there's necessarily a breaking point. You just sort of naturally grow apart, right? If you aren't going to enjoy hanging out with him today, you don't ask to hang out and you don't hang out. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's tough, man. You've been friends with somebody for so long, it just sort of feels like you're going to be friends forever, but that's not necessarily how it's going to be. It does become more difficult to make friends as you get older. There's no doubt about it. Mostly because the social interactions are less and less. I look tired. Well, I definitely don't feel tired. I apologize for looking tired. It's just because my eyes are squinty. That's all there is to it. Look how white they are, though. This is, well, I guess you could call it my main occupation. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, Kick. I'll be on TikTok later, Facebook, Instagram. I'm pretty much everywhere. But this is what I do. Sorry, Twitch one too. Wait a second. If you feels my work bad, but how do you maintaining your life? Because your audience is a couple people. What do you mean? So it depends, right? We'll probably have, I don't know, it'll probably be at least 150 people come through the YouTube stream. The Twitch stream is difficult. I leave that up. I got to get back into gaming, I think, to get the Twitch going again. Eclipse, we're free, baby. We're not earning any money. But if we do, I would say the Patreon. There's a Patreon included with this. But eventually, we hope to be monetized on YouTube and all that. U.S. system we hear have included taxes, but their taxes are added after the billing. Yeah, we pay taxes after we earn the income. Sometimes as it's being paid to us, but we owe it after we've received it. Nighttime Twitch only gaming streams? I think so. The main issue and the reason we haven't done it yet is I'm not on the same schedule. So I got to get on the same schedule as my video editor. But it always feels like at night we're waiting for a video, scheduling a video, doing the descriptions, all that sort of stuff. So but I would like it if the nighttime games came back. How do I invest? Wait, no. Suppose I buy $1 cake in my country. It would be $1 after billing, but there you buy a $1 cake after billing. Yes, that is true. It just people do Eclipse. People do things here where tax is included. It, it's all just how it looks. When you say how do you invest, what do you mean? Like what you invest in, or how do you actually begin the process of investing? I know nothing about investing. Where do I start? Is becoming a priest a good investment? In some years, I could become a millionaire off those sweet donos. I don't know. I don't know enough about that life, but I don't think wealth is what they're after. I could be wrong though. You'll have to get back to me and let me know. Uh, so before you get into investing, investing is step number 4 out of 5 on the 5 steps to financial success. So you shouldn't begin investing until really you have a budget, an emergency fund, specific goals with time horizons and risk tolerances, and then you begin investing. I would not jump to investing until your financial house is in order. People is blind to their priest. Just search Osho Baba. He did some things we can't say online. Yikes. I mean, humans are corruptible. Humans in positions of power generally get corrupted. You know what I mean? But ask some more questions from there, WGG. I just don't want to send you down a rabbit hole before you're ready for it. You know what I mean? They drive Volvo and saying that they don't need worldly desires. Is that a high level Volvo Eclipse? I've never known people to aspire to a Volvo. All right, that's actually not true. When I was growing up, my friend's dad worked for Volvo. They loved Volvo. But they're the only people I've ever known who loved Volvo. In India. All right, so the Volvo is kind of like that in between step, huh? All right, it's a luxury. I dig that. But what do we think, guys? Should we get some nighttime gaming streams back into play or what? I'm afraid that the people who find me for finance won't be excited for gaming. I play Valorant and Rivals. Yo, what's up, gaming? Is your name Gaming with Miss B? Are you Miss B? That's what I want to know. Or is Miss B something else? It's MSB. It's a short form. All right. Just want to make sure. You must be a Microsoft friend. Microsoft, baby! MSB? My day has been fantastic. Spent time with the family. Now I'm spending time answering questions, helping people with their finances. Roger Gonzalez, what are your thoughts on Dave Ramsey? Well, it depends on what you mean. I think Dave Ramsey has done a lot of good for people. So even though I maybe do things differently than him, I don't know, or I wouldn't say anything negative about him at the same time. I think he has helped a tremendous amount of people, and I respect that. I really like your beard. Thank you. It's a little bit longer. It's about a 14-inch beard. It's crazy. Bro is Vin Diesel. Hey, but Roger, does that make sense on Dave Ramsey? Even though I might do things differently than him, he's helped out a lot of people. So I would say I'm pro Dave Ramsey. I'm not a Dave Ramsey hater. Ooh. I'll take the Dumbledore. I'll take that. Where are you from, sir? I'm in America. I'm in the United States of America. And to the republic for which it stands. Yes, I'm also in Arizona. One nation. Wait, are you in Arizona? Or did you know that I'm from Arizona? I know that you live there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's life treating you lately? I would say pretty good. I'm married with 4 kids, living my dream life. I'm not really sure what I would complain about. If you guys want me to be open and transparent, I would love to grow the Patreon community. The Patreon community is where I actually give advice, where I help people make specific decisions on investments and things like that. These streams are general guidance, where I help people with things, but I rarely ever get to actually be specific and help people pick their actual investments. Ugh. I think a stake is just how much you have, but they're essentially saying the same thing. You're going to own shares of stock, but your stake in it is X amount. I think we're just kind of talking around about the same sort of things, if that makes sense. But the specific terms aren't that important to me. It's more about the principles. Is this your streaming room? Yeah. This is my streaming room. Also, my office. This is where the magic happens. What's your favorite go-to restaurant? Wait, how to get true financial knowledge here? Every other person tries to be a financial advisor. So, do you mean here on YouTube in the world? What do you mean? So, what I'm hoping for myself, Eclipse, is I'm actually a credential advisor with background, and I'm a fiduciary. I have to do what's in people's best interests. So, I'm a little bit different than most. But to get true financial knowledge, there's a lot of learning through doing, but you can also read books. Right, I mentioned this book a little bit earlier in the stream, but the little book of Common Sense Investing, to me, is probably the most important book anybody could read on investing. What's your favorite go-to restaurant? Ooh. When you say go-to, you mean like if I could have my way, what's the restaurant I would pick to go to? If so, I'm probably going to say for a national thing, Fogo. A later Eclipse. What book would you suggest? The Little Book of Common Sense Investing by John Bogle. I was new here, but I'm really enjoying the stream. You got a sub. Hey, thanks, gaming. If I didn't say it already, I'm a certified financial planner professional. So I really am here just to try and help people. So if you or anybody you know has questions, send them my way. Okay, I actually have a question in mind. I know some people who invest for 4 to 5 years, but do you actually think it's worth it for countries where inflation rate is too high? It can be. The main issue you run into is timing. If you are unsure of when you need the money and you're invested in the stock market and the stock market goes down before you need it, then that could be trouble. So it all depends on you. It can be, but you can also be down in the time frame you need it. Investing for me is generally for long-term investing. What would you say about forex trading? It is incredibly difficult. Incredibly difficult. Someone managed to pass a 50 to 100K funded account and earns 2 to 3 a month. Is that a win? I mean, the scenario you laid out, yes. Is it likely? No. You got to think about if you're making, let's just call it 24,000 on 50K, you're making 48% a year. That's incredible. But if you could somehow lock that in, possibly. Is it actually possible for a 30-year-old to retire before hitting 40? Yeah. But you have to drive your retirement expenses as low as possible and you have to save assets as fast as possible. It would be incredibly difficult, but you can absolutely do it. But it's very difficult, my brother. Very difficult. Together to victory. Any gamers in the chat? Sir, you look like Kratos and kind of sound like him too. Is Kratos the guy from oh man. Is it God of War? Move before I destroy. Probably don't remember me, but this is Girl Boss from when we used to play Valorant. Yo, Caleb! What's up, Caleb? Hey, I appreciate it. Of course I remember you, Caleb. Oh, I'm not gonna lie though. The way you just fell off the face of the earth tripped me out, brother. Moved out a couple months ago. Got married 1 month ago. Today, and got a new job 3 weeks ago. Let's go, Caleb. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I knew you were thinking about getting married and all that sort of stuff, so I'm glad to see it came through. Gaming, I play Valorant and Marvel Rivals. Although I'm a little bit sad, Zombies is gone. What's your tier in Valorant? Oh, you're gonna make me embarrass myself here gaming? Fine. Right now, I think I'm Diamond 1, but I've been as high as Immortal 1. I haven't really played video games in months. How's the dream going? Hey, man, it's this has been awesome, Caleb. I still hope to build the Patreon community. That is the where we really want to build, but for real, feeling good. To say that I'm silver. Hey, it's alright, gaming. What region do you play in, gaming? It's awesome. I'm glad to hear it. I'll be honest, I'm at work, so I gotta head out. Hey, it's all good, Caleb, man. I appreciate you stopping by, brother. I think about you randomly. You just help put my mind at ease. I really appreciate it. Stopped playing Valorant a while ago and never looked back. Once I hit Ascendant, that was good enough. I feel that, Caleb. I feel that. Yeah, I'm never going to get higher than where I was, so grinding never makes sense. You know what I mean? Mano, what do you mean? But I have many other things. Don't you have to do it? NA region? A central, east, or west? I have fiber internet, so we could play anywhere, but we should play sometime. That's all I'm saying. We should play sometime. West, let's go. Hey, Mano, I'm not sure what to advise you on there, brother. I don't think I got enough information. Definitely be happy playing together with you, sir. Let's do it. Are you a nighttime player or a daytime player? All rounder. I like it. Do you stream daily? I'll join you again. I stream for sure Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And they're all during the day. So I stream across everywhere. I'm not on TikTok right now, but when this stream ends, I don't know, in the next 30 minutes or so, I will hop over to TikTok for a little bit. So I am trying to increase the streams to nighttime streams and maybe some other days. We just haven't done it yet. We haven't figured out how that will work in our lives. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. We'll definitely come again. We'll play Valorant together sometime. Then actually gaming these days. Been handling life. That's how I feel. I've barely played. Hey, you've seen my shorts F1? I'm trying to blow up some way. If there's, I don't know how to describe this, as a content creator, YouTube, so you'll stream at the same time as today. Yes, gaming, but I might switch what is where. So I stream to Twitch, YouTube, and Kick, and then I stream to TikTok by itself because it's actually kind of a pain. But what I'm really hoping for one day is that Twitch is free advice guy as well. You stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Hey, let's go, gaming. Let's go. Vo City, how's your day going? My day is going great. How is your day going? Been better? What's going on? If I can help, I'll help. I'm struggling with studies. My disability has set me back a lot, and I don't think I will be able to get a psychology degree. Well, what can you do? What's something that you could put time into to increase your knowledge or skills to make you valuable to whatever market you want to be in? That is what you should be looking at. All right, give me 1 sec. It's hard to start. Yeah, I feel that. Let me go throw this cup out. I'll be right back. I think it's going to my head. You can do it, Vasity. You can do it. Life will throw challenges at you, but it's beautiful. Life is beautiful. Take those challenges and grow. I know it's easier said than done, and your situation is different than mine, but you can do it. Never stop believing in yourself. Vasity or mine? I'm Luke, or free advice guy. Thank you, sir. It is straight from the Bible. I cannot call you Luke. I like to call you sir, as you've achieved so much and you're incredibly experienced. You're like a mentor. Hey, we take it. But I'm definitely okay with Luke. I'm definitely okay with Luke. The first steps are always scary, Vosity. I just saw that message. It's my bad. I gotta go. Really enjoyed talking with you. We'll join you again Friday on Twitch. Definitely ping you whenever I need any financial advice. Thank you, sir. Join the Patreon. It's free. We do a private community Q&A every Saturday. Hey, thank you, sir. It's free. It's free. There are paid tiers, but it is free. What do I do with the windfall? How big is the windfall, Panda? What type of life-changing money are we talking about? Man of 1,000 hats, here I am. I'm here to ask lots of questions on behalf of those too shy to ask. Let's go. Let's go, hats. So with a windfall, it all depends on your situation, right? If it's like 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, these are all different things that you would do. But the first thing you want to think about is do your budget, build your emergency fund. I like 12 months of basic living expenses, but it's different for each person. Some people think that's too much cash. I don't. We could talk about that. But then once you have your emergency fund, then you can invest. Take that money and invest with it. Assuming debt's taken care of and all that stuff. Just followed your Instagram and Patreon. See you on Friday, sir. Hey, thank you. Thank you, gaming. Great to meet you. Panda, hit me with more details. Okay, retirement investment question. Why do we want to always do rollovers into fresh accounts, or is this a misunderstanding? This is a misunderstanding. Uh, there used to be old rules where you could do like each individual IRA was its own thing, and you could do like Roth conversions from it. But now they look at it as an aggregate for when you want to do Roth conversions. So it's not as clean as it used to be. Does that make sense? That might not make sense, and that's okay. Does that make sense? 1,000 hats. Yes, I think I don't know if my other comment came through. I only see the one hats. So when I roll my 403b, it should be pooled with my. I don't know if it should be. So one of the reasons you would keep them separate is if you potentially wanted to roll it back into another employer plan, right? It all depends on what you're trying to accomplish. I don't know that there is necessarily a set thing that you should do every time. It all depends on your situation. Another question, and probably more relatable. Actually, that question is very relatable. Very relatable. Think you're winding up soon, but just wanted to know how you're handling leaving the old corporate job. Anything you miss, would you consider getting back in? This is going to be weird to talk about. I will only go back to the corporate world if I fail as free advice guy. I would consider going back to the corporate world if I had more control. But I realized that I was never going to have the sort of control that I wanted, if that makes sense. My wife is not gainfully employed. She raises monkeys for a little fun and negative profit, as my mom called it. How does she prep to retire? Well, assuming you have earned income, if you're in America, you can make spousal contributions to your spouse's account. Makes sense, but you mean creative control or you don't like taking orders? Creative control. If I could build a corporate advice model, I'd go back. Or I'd at least consider it. I shouldn't say I would go back, but I would absolutely consider it a lot more. Yeah, I'm okay taking orders. I'm smart enough to know I don't know everything, and a lot of my growth has come from other people, what they've suggested, what they've said to me, stuff like that, what they've coached me on. She just started a job. Today's her second day, but she had been unemployed for 14 years, and this job will hopefully get us where groceries never ever go on the credit card again. I dig that. A little bit of extra quiche. By the way, could you bump your volume? You are very quiet, or maybe it's just me. Like my microphone volume? I got my microphone all the way up. Let me check my microphone here. Okay, for some reason my mic volume is at 68. Let me see if this helps. How is that? Are we better now? Is that significantly louder? That was just down at 60 something percent. We should be much louder now, much louder. I appreciate you saying something. I don't know how long it's been like that. Philosophical question. What percentage of people can actually manage credit cards to their own advantage? And if more people learn, will credit card companies reduce perks? That's a really good question. I think anybody can. It's just about the education and discipline. So if we're going to take people who, no matter what education they have, cannot be disciplined, I'll drop it to, let's just say, 70% of people. Maybe that's even too high. But I do believe if people started getting ahead on the credit cards, that they would change. But who knows? Who knows? If you had to have 5 different... Yikes. I'm not going for this, Gob. Sorry, brother. Sorry, brother. See you Friday gaming. Are you for or anti AI? Where do you think this all goes? Have you ever seen the movie Terminator Tactic? Now, who knows? Who knows? There's a wide spectrum of ways it could go. I won't pretend to know. I will say it trips me out, and I don't know that I will ever have an AI robot in my house. But at the same time, I've also talked about getting a Tesla for self-driving. So, I don't know, man. I live in both worlds. I hate it and love it at the same time. You know what I mean? Hey, do you want to play a game together on stream? I'm a streamer too. My Kick username is this. Man, you guys hit me with the same spam message back to back, bro? That's crazy. Are they already using it in the finance professional world, AI, or the job loss is real? I don't think they're real yet. Not like that. But they probably will be. It just depends, right? There's certain things you can let AI do a lot of things for you, but when it comes to human interaction, I don't know how many people are like, man, I'm so glad I spoke to an AI bot over over a human being. But I'm sure some are using it more than others, and I'm sure there are companies using things that we don't know about as well. Final question: trading with AI, real or fake? I think it will be real. I think when people say AI, they just mean they have an algorithm or something like that. I don't really think AI is actually doing anything right now. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Do you think anyone can accurately predict what will be the investment people would travel back in time for 30 years from now? No. No idea. I think that is absolutely impossible. Hello, in your opinion, what's the ideal percentage breakdown for a family's assets between equities, real estate, precious metals? There is no set one for a family. Every person, even if they look kind of the same on paper, every person is going to have different investment stuff, the way their investments work. You'll see some people who are 100% stocks. You'll see some people who are 0% stocks. You'll see some people who are 100% real estate, 100% metals. You see people anywhere in between. I don't really think there is a set best. Hey, what's up? Niru? What kind of toppings do you put on hot dogs? I am super boring. I'm super boring. I'm ketchup. Sometimes ketchup mustard. Sometimes just American cheese because I'm a savage and I'm a kid at heart. Hey, does that make sense, Heel Star? I don't want to leave you hanging. But that really is the answer. God bless America, land that I love. All right, sorry, guys. I am so poor, so bearing that in mind, I will not invest in precious metals, physical or otherwise, at all. Gold will not save you when it hits the fan. Lead and brass, maybe, but not gold. It all depends on why you own gold. It all depends on why. But yes, a lot of people want gold because of the world ending. They think if they have actual gold when the modern world ends, they are going to be rich. Not realizing that if you have gold in those end times, it could be trouble for you. Yep, ammunition does. Ammunition does, unfortunately. I live in Berlin. I'm a student. Should I rent or buy a house? How long do you plan to live there, Niru? I give help to people in America, but I'm happy to toss out some principles for you. How long you want to live there and or at least own it are very big considerations. Free advice guy. Interesting. So tell me some ways to earn. I'm a student and I'm not from America. All right. Well, I'm an American financial advisor, but essentially it still boils down to what skills do you have? And definitely, but my city is not fixed yet. Okay. What skills do you have that other people would pay you for? That is what you need to figure out. That gold coin you bought for 1,200 is still a $20 coin. Well, depends on where and the circumstance, but dude, I'm getting spammed on Kick. I might just quit streaming on Kick. It seems to be a waste of time. But you need to figure out what skills you have, Calm, and how to get paid for those skills. You need to find the people who need your skills. 4 channels monetized, but I'm looking at something other than YouTube. Yeah, what other skills do you have? Like, are you able to use your hands? Can you build things? You know what I mean? I can make professional websites and ads or edit video, but how would I get clients? I mean, there's sites like Fiverr, right? Things like that. Wish I could find somebody to pay me to leverage my autism against unsolvable problems because that's what I'm good at, but I haven't figured out how to make it a job. You could find the solution first and then go from there. Right? Like find the problem you want to solve it, sell the solution, you know? Please let me know once you find a way to monetize. I am sitting on a gold mine. Wait, Rishu, you deleted your message. Somebody said buying a house is better than paying rent because even if I move to another city, I still have some kind of asset to sell. It all depends on if you can afford it or not. It's not that clean, you know what I mean? Oh man, Man of Hats deleted it as well. So it all depends on how much it's going to stretch you, stuff like that. What is the worst investment you've ever made? One you are willing to confess. Yeah, this is a fun story, but there was a fund called the Precious Metals and Mining Fund. It was at Vanguard. At its peak, it was worth $48, and when I found it, it was worth $8 a share. So in my mind, this is a can't lose investment. I'm going to buy it, and even if it goes back to half of its all-time high, I'm going to triple my value. I felt real good about that investment. But instead, it never did anything. It eventually ended up getting absorbed into another fund. Whereas if I would have just put that money into a more broad-based index fund of the entire US market, I'd be doing pretty good right now. Hey, what's up, Salman? Hello, young man. I do give advice. I'm a certified financial planner professional. I worked at Vanguard for over 13 years, and I quit my job to help millions of people achieve financial literacy. If I can help you, I will. If I can't, I apologize. Here's a fun question. How much math, or specifically theoretical math, like algebra, is involved in financial advising or accounting? I wouldn't look at it that way. It's like growth models. That's the main thing with financial planning. All right, guys, I have to end now. I will be back. Appreciate everybody. For sure, I'll be back tomorrow. And I will Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, I'm in. So I'm here. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be moving to TikTok in probably 15, 20 minutes if you want to keep going. All right. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.